You are cooking dinner in your kitchen. You accidentally lean your hand directly against a hot metal stove burner. In our world, your nervous system instantly shoots a lightning-fast pain signal to your brain. You jerk your hand away in milliseconds, long before you even consciously process what happened. You might get a small red blister, but your hand is saved. Now imagine human biology permanently deleted that pain signal. You lean your hand on that same hot stove burner. There is no sting, no burning sensation, and no panic. You smell something burning, look down, and realize your skin is melting off your bones. Welcome to a world where physical pain has been completely erased. At first glance, this feels like the greatest biological upgrade in human history. Chronic pain diseases like arthritis, migraines, and fibromyalgia would disappear overnight. Medical surgeries would no longer require heavy, dangerous anesthesia. Dentist visits would become completely stress-free. Extreme sports and stunt work would explode in popularity. Nobody would fear getting a flu shot, getting a tattoo, or stubbing their toe. It sounds like a painless, peaceful utopia. But as the days go by, humanity discovers why pain evolved in the first place. Pain is not a flaw or a punishment. It is your body's most critical, non-negotiable internal alarm system. Real-world medical science actually gives us a terrifying preview of this world. There is a rare genetic condition called congenital insensitivity to pain. People born with CIPA cannot feel physical pain at all, and their lives are an absolute nightmare of constant self-destruction. The darkest crisis would happen with children. Toddlers explore the world by biting and touching everything. Without pain, teething babies would chew through their own lips and tongues while sleeping. Children would scratch their own eyes out when experiencing an itch. Parents would have to put heavy protective gloves and mouth guards on toddlers 24/7. Children would run around on broken legs, turning small hairline fractures into permanent, crippling bone damage. For adults, the danger moves inside. How do you know if your appendix is about to burst? In our world, an inflamed appendix causes agonizing, unmissable stomach pain that drives you straight to the hospital. In a painless world, a ruptured appendix gives zero warning signs. The first sign of trouble would be the person suddenly collapsing dead from lethal internal infection. Heart attacks, stomach ulcers, internal bleeding, and kidney stones would become silent killers. Thousands of people would die every single day from treatable conditions simply because they had no idea they were sick. Pain is also responsible for your involuntary reflexes. When you sit in an uncomfortable chair for too long, subtle pain signals force you to shift your weight. This keeps blood flowing to your tissues and prevents skin breakdown. Without those painful reminders, people would sit or sleep in one position for so long that their tissues would die. Massive pressure sores and necrosis would develop during normal sleep. To survive in a painless world, technology would have to replace our nervous system. Every human would wear a suit fitted with thousands of microsensors. These visual sensor suits would constantly scan your skin temperature, bone pressure, and internal organs. Instead of feeling pain, a smartphone app or smartwatch would beep loudly and flash a red light. Warning, left hand is burning. Warning, internal bleeding detected. Humans would live in total dependency on these digital sensors. If your suit battery dies, walking outside would be considered as dangerous as stepping into a minefield. Hospitals would be overwhelmed with daily diagnostic scans. Because you cannot feel internal problems, every person would need a daily full-body MRI scan just to make sure they aren't dying. Medical costs would skyrocket, creating a massive gap between those who can afford diagnostic suits and those who cannot. Beyond physical survival, the psychological shift would be profound. Empathy is deeply linked to our shared understanding of physical pain. When you see someone stub their toe or cut their finger, your brain's mirror neurons fire. You physically flinch because you know how that injury feels. If pain is erased, empathy fades with it. People would struggle to understand why injuries matter. Sports and combat would become terrifyingly brutal. Athletes would push their muscles until the tendons physically snap off the bone because there is no pain signal to tell them to stop. Fighters in martial arts matches wouldn't tap out from locks or chokes. Referees would have to rely on ultrasound machines and X-ray cameras to stop fights before limbs are permanently destroyed. It proves that pain is not a curse. It is the tough, unyielding bodyguard that nature gave you. That sharp sting when you touch something hot is a life-saving warning. That throbbing ache in your knee is your body begging you to rest and heal. Without pain, we wouldn't be superheroes. We would be fragile glass statues breaking apart without even noticing. So the next time you stub your toe, burn your tongue, or feel a muscle ache, don't curse the pain. Thank the brilliant, ancient alarm system keeping you alive for one more day.